Hey everybody, it's Chris from All Volleyball here today to talk about the Highlight Aces from Under Armour. And with me again is Katie Boston. Katie, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
So I have played on High Performance St. Louis for club volleyball for about 10 years now. I played at Narrows Hall High School on their volleyball team, and I'm about to head up to Carthage College to play college ball in the fall.
We had Katie try on the Highlight Aces, and we want to hear a little bit of her feedback. How do you think they performed overall?
Overall, I say they're probably one of my new favorite volleyball shoes. As far as the shoes I've had in the past, I've always been a fan of men's basketball shoes just because they're known for the better traction on the court.
This is actually the first time you've tried on Under Armour, isn't it?
Yes, I've always been a Nike person. I've never had any Under Armour shoes, and I'd say I actually love them.
Compared to the grip on, say, a Nike or an Adidas Daymate or even a Crazy Flight, how do you think that these hold up in terms of grip on, say, sport court or wood court? Do you feel like you had a really solid, quick grip, or do you think that other shoes might do a better job?
Compared to the shoes I tried on last time with the Crazy Flights, the Adidas shoes, those had a bit of a better grip. With dust, these tend to pick up a little bit more dust, and I found myself wiping my shoes off. As a middle hitter, coming down from either hitting the ball, serving, blocking, the front of the shoe still felt a little bit slippery. The back of the shoe felt definitely more stable and supportive.
So it sounds like these are probably a better shoe for a hitter, would you say?
Yeah, as someone who wears ankle braces, it might be tough shoving those in there because I don't want to damage the shoe or not have enough space. Either way, I'd say it's great stability, especially when stopping and going side to side. I'd say my ankle felt pretty good when going towards the outside.
So how did the cushion feel on your feet when you were doing a lot of the jumps and the attacks?
I'd say the shoe felt great when landing and even taking off and keeping my momentum while running around the court. It definitely kept my feet lightweighted and felt great in the back on my heel as I was coming down, and even on my toes. My toes didn't tend to feel crammed at the front. They've had good support all around on the bottom, and there's a bit of a arch in the shoe, which helps with great support. So yeah, all around it felt great, especially on the sides up here. I've never had a high top shoe like this. I'd say this felt great on my ankles and adding that extra support.
Yeah, it's got a lot of extra padding there.
Yes, for sure.
What would you recommend in terms of fit for these shoes?
As far as fit goes for the highlights, I'd say go up a size. I personally went up a size from 10.5 to an 11. The shoe tends to get pretty thin around the middle of your foot, but has, I'd say, the perfect amount of space for your toes. And it's not too tight on the heel, but just enough to feel snug.
So this is a pretty high top. How does this feel on your ankle and then your lower leg?
I'd say it feels great for all-around support for my legs. Feels great as I'm landing, and the higher support, like you just said, I've never seen this much of a high top, and honestly, I love it. When looking at it, you're like, that's pretty high, but when it's on, it feels great. Depending on how tight you tie it, whatever laces you want to use, I prefer the thicker ones over the more flat ones because it tends to be tighter and gets that snug feel around my ankle. The only thing I did notice was like creasing already. Going to the side, up here it tends to fold over and not be as supportive when going side to side. But besides that, I'd say it felt pretty great around my ankle and lower leg.
Probably not something you'd recommend for somebody who has to fit an ankle brace in there as well.
Yes, just by looking at it, I don't think my ankle brace would fit in there, at least without damaging it.
Yeah, it's pretty thin. So in terms of weight and general breathability, how do these shoes stack up?
As far as weight, it felt pretty good on my foot. Looking at it, it seems like it could be a bit heavy, but it seems to be very lightweight, even holding it. The back is definitely a little more hefty, especially with the extra ankle support, but I can't say I'm complaining about that. I thought it felt awesome, especially on my heel. As far as the material, it's pretty breathable too. Felt great as far as cushion and the support.
Well, Katie, thanks again for all the great feedback on these shoes. Remember, you can find the Under Armour Highlight Aces at allvolleyball.com.